Empires of the Undergrowth. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Command swarms of warriors at an unprecedented scale of warfare in this blend of RTS and base building. Lead ant colonies against the many fearsome threats of the insect world while building intricate nests, developing pheromone-based tactics and evolving to meet growing dangers. This is one of my most anticipated games ever. It's finally released. It comes out on the 7th in 2 days' time. It'll be on a discount then, so if you are going to buy it, I would hang on until the 7th. There's going to be a discount, I hear. But yeah, this is one of the games that is in my top 5 best games that I've ever played. It is that good. It's an RTS about ants. I've streamed it numerous times and I've got, I think, 480 hours in it. I've got 2 reviews of this out as it came through in early access. They go in depth about how you play, but I'll just give you a brief overview. You get a formicarium. This is the main campaign. And you have to expand it out like Dungeon Keeper style, digging away at the tiles to create food stores, places for your ants kind of to be birthed where the eggs are for the different species of ants. You'll have worker ants in pretty much every colony, but then you'll want your soldier ants going up there as well, so you'll need a separate place for them. And to dig out the underground, it costs tiles. You only have a certain amount. To get more, you have to earn them through doing missions. You need food to hatch the eggs and also put the eggs down. So, for example, if you want, say, 10 soldier ants, you will have to buy them at a price, whatever they are. You put them down, and then for them to hatch, there will be a food cost for that. You will also need workers to fertilize the eggs from the queen to get that, and that all has to happen to get these hatched. It's all part of the strategy. You'll also need what's called royal jelly, and that's for the perks for each ant. For example, if you have wood ants, they like squirt this poison. You can either have them as rapid fire or as like a mortar, like a big AoE. So to pick whichever one you want, it will cost a certain amount of royal jelly. Each ant can be upgraded from tier 1 to tier 3. Each tier, again, to unlock them, you'll need royal jelly. So to get all of this stuff, you go out on these missions, and these missions use a different ant colony, so they're like standalone missions. So you'll choose the difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the more the reward. You do that mission, complete it, you get tiles to unlock, royal jelly and food. You then start expanding your formicarium. Now, you keep doing these missions until you feel that your formicarium's strong, and then you will do what's called a gateway mission. This is where the story comes in. The story revolves around these 2 lab technicians who are doing experiments on ants. One of them's a complete psycho, and you hate his guts and you just want to kill him. He's awful.
Is it done?
Yes. Look. Gone.
I see. Well, good. It's about time. Anyway, I'm going to need you to make yourself available this afternoon. Apparently, a large quantity of unrefined jelly has gone missing from the overflow vessel, and Supply wants to speak with the whole group about proper checkout procedures. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it, would you?
What? No! What would I want with unrefined jelly?
Well, quite.
What would I want, indeed?
Brilliantly voiced, brilliantly scripted. It's just awesome. And you'll have to pass that test, and if you do, you've advanced the campaign and you get a new set of missions, and in some cases you'll get a new formicarium because you get different ant species. Now, these missions are so diverse. Some of them are fantastic. All of them are good. Some of them are just some of the best missions I've ever played in a game. 4.1 in particular is just awesome. And like I say, you got different ants. You'll get fire ants, soldier ants, leaf cutter ants, black ants, wood ants. There's loads of different ants in this game. And then in the new update that just came out recently, we've got the African Metabelia ants, which can also carry back fallen comrades and revive them, which is a really good thing. And it's not just ants you get, there's termites as well in this game, which I love. The termites are great fun to play as well. They're very similar to the leaf cutters in the sense that you go out with the leaf cutters, you grab leaves, bring them back. They are then processed in the nest before you get any kind of money value from them to spend on eggs or upgrades. And the termites, it's exactly the same with them. They bring stuff back into the nest and then it has to go through a processing place before you can actually spend it. Some of the things you'll face in this are huge insect critters going all around the map. There's lizards, toads, all kinds of stuff out there.
Darkness looms, and the savanna arthropods emerge to hunt. There is but one the Matabili have yet to face, the greatest amongst their number. It comes tonight.
The new missions introduce the King Scorpion, I think it is, which is just awesome. These huge centipede things as well, big spiders all over the place. It's just, the Undergrowth is just such a dangerous place if you're a little ant, and this game brings that across so damn well. There's stuff underground that'll kill you and stuff on the ground that'll kill you. You have to have your wits about you, and you have to be very careful what you're doing. You control your ants with pheromone markers. You'll see at the bottom there's group 1, 2, there's a nest group, and then there's a few groups after that, and you simply drag ants from one group to another to do what you want them to do. So for example, if you have worker ants in the nest group, they'll look after the queen, they'll fertilize eggs. When there's an ant dies, they'll go to that egg that ant belongs to and refertilize it from the queen if you have the money, and then that ant will respawn. Then let's say you have your melee ants on group 1. When you select group 1 and right click anywhere on the map, there'll be a pheromone marker go there, and the ants that's in that group will all make their way to that point. There's no waypoints, unfortunately. They'll just go straight there. And that's pretty much how you actually play the game. Now, aside from the campaign, there is arcade mode, which has tons of missions in there, and there's more to come. And these missions are great. I love the tug of war missions. Extremis is an excellent mission. In fact, there's not a bad mission here. I've played all of them to death, and I love them. Really good. On top of that, you've got a skirmish mode, which is massively customizable. There's 4 groups that you can have on this, so you can have one-on-one, 2, or you can, any connotation of the 4 groups, really. You've got, I think, 7 maps with more to come. And you can customize the food, the critters, the enemies, all the different difficulties of all the enemies on the map, and set up who's onto who. There's also a battle arena where you can pit different creatures against each other to see who would win. There's a ton of content for the £25 price, guys. But the one thing that I like about this game more than anything else is how diverse the levels are in the sense of how you beat them. A lot of games I've played, especially real-time strategy games, there's like a one way to win, and I don't really like that. With this game, it's not. There is multiple strategies you can use to beat each level, and I've tried loads of different strategies, and that's why I think I've got 470 odd hours in the game, because I can put in different strategies to this, and I love that. That's why it has massive replay ability, and the difficulty levels range from, I think it's easy to impossible. It's about 6 or 7 difficulty levels, and certainly hard is a decent level to start on. Medium, I think, is a bit easy. Once you've got the hang of the ants, medium's a bit easy. But extreme and impossible are brilliant levels to play on, and I've played tons and tons of levels just trying to beat on impossible or extreme, and it is so good. The game changes considerably on them levels. You get way more nasty critters just wandering around, and it's all random as well, so you'll never play the same battle twice. The enemy AI do different things as well. It's like a brand new level every time you play, and I love that. That is such a good thing that you don't really see a lot in games today. Now, obviously, the campaign missions do tend to stay samey, even though some of them can change, but I'm mainly talking here about the skirmish levels. They just change every time you play them. There's also a lot of levels where you're just digging out chambers underground, and you'll see that they're marked with red areas. That means there's some insects in there, but you don't really know what insects are in there when you're first playing it. And so it's very tense when you're digging it out, because you don't know whether you're going to get wrecked or whether you can actually kill what's in there. It's all like fog of war, which is really, really good. The sound effects is really good. The narration is just off the scale. Brilliant narration and brilliant music. Now, it might not have the best graphics in the world, but this is one of them great examples where excellent gameplay trumps any kind of graphics. I'm really trying my best to find where I can criticize the game, but I guess the only area that I'm not really too fond of is how the campaign ends, which I can't show you, and I'm not going to tell you about, but it's just the way that the campaign first started out very naturey and then ended up sci-fi. that's kind of, I guess, my only gripe with the game. I wish it had kind of all stayed now, after playing it right through. I wish it had kind of stayed all naturey. but you can't have everything. It also has a game mode plus for when you've completed the game. You redo it again, but things are a lot harder and less forgiving. I'm currently doing that at the moment. I've just started my game mode plus 1, and then there's a game mode plus 2 after that. I don't know how far it goes, but I'm looking forward to finding out. So there you go, guys. This is a great RTS, and guess what? Even if you don't like RTSs, this is a great game to play because it isn't like a Command and Conquer RTS. Anybody can play this, but not many people will master it because it is quite a difficult game. Don't give up is my advice. If you do get this and you're finding it hard, keep going because it will pay off once you learn the ropes, and then you'll have some fantastic games. So Empires of the Undergrowth, definitely worth a buy. One of the best games I've played for a long, long time.
The Scorpion gave no quarter. It cleaved its way through the Matabele army until finally reaching the Queen. She was mangled, dissolved, and then consumed.